How's it going, everyone? So day 2 of free agency, or really the day before the actual start of the NFL new season and actual free agency. But it's been announced that the Packers are signing another free agent, and this time they're going towards the cornerback position. So they are signing cornerback Benjamin St-Juste, who played for the Los Angeles Chargers last year. For his time at the NFL, he started his first 4 years with the Washington Commanders, kind of had an up and down season. Didn't really do too well. He had one good season, but didn't really excel at the cornerback. Then went over to the Los Angeles Chargers last year and had a pretty decent season. Now, he wasn't a full-time starter. He kind of played more of a complimentary role and was more of a role player, but not a full-time starter. But he did really well for what they asked him to do. Coming into the NFL, he measures at 6'3" and 200 pounds, and he's turning about 29 in a few months, but he is a pretty big corner. Unfortunately, despite that size, he doesn't run the fastest 40. It was reported, as he didn't run at the combine at the time, he ran about a 4.55 40-yard dash, so not the blazing fast speed, but he does well with his size. So what is the signing of Benjamin St-Juste do for the Packers? Well, it kind of adds some depth at the cornerback position, especially considering we're transitioning to a new defensive coordinator who's most likely going to play a 3-4, and it's suspected he'll probably play a quarters type zone coverage, which is something he came from in the Los Angeles Chargers, where they played a heavy zone quarters coverage type of scheme. So keeping him in the same scheme where he excelled, bringing him over for some depth. He's very reliable in the durability department, didn't really miss any games, so also another good sign there, considering the only healthy corner we had on our team last year, I believe, was Keyshawn Nixon. So adding more durability to this back end on the defense. Also, another thing that's good for him is that he played a lot of special teams with the Chargers, playing over 300 snaps on special teams for them, and was pretty much there for 3/4 of their total special team snaps. The only other player that actually played over 300 snaps for the Packers was Isaiah McDuffie. So we're getting, once again, a versatile team player, not just on the defensive end, but also at special teams. And as for his PFF ratings on the defensive side with the Chargers, last year he played 378 total snaps, had a defensive grade of 76.3, run defensive grade at 67.2, tackling grade of 80.7, and a coverage grade of 77.8. Not too shabby. And he had 27 total tackles, only was accounted with one missed tackle. That's pretty darn good. And was targeted 40 times and allowed 19 receptions for 205 yards. And he allowed a quarterback rating of 60.9. So a really good defensive grade across the board. Had a very good year with the Los Angeles Chargers. And so the Packers will be bringing him to this defensive group on a 2-year deal worth $10 million. So not a breaking the bank type of salary at all. A nice, cheaper deal to get some depth and some reliability over there at cornerback. And now, staying along the lines of cornerbacks, the Packers did make another move, and they have released another cornerback in Nate Hobbs. He only played 1 year with us, despite signing a 4-year, $48 million deal last year. Was a questionable move last year, considering we're asking him to play as a boundary cornerback, and he was more of a slot guy with the Raiders, but the Packers took a risk there and it did not pan out. He's very injury prone and just looked lost over there on the boundary, and he was pretty bad. There was a lot of times where I was asking for Carrington Valentine to take his spot, and he wasn't good in some relief. So they decided to cut ties with Nate Hobbs, and with that, they are going to designate him as a June 1st cut. So what that means is currently they're going to take on a $12.8 million cap hit up until June 1st. So the cap savings that he would give us, we don't get until June 1st. Once June 1st comes, it will clear $8.8 million off the salary cap for this year. So which means we'll take on $4 million in dead cap for this year. And then in 2027, we'll take on an $8 million cap hit. But it also allows us to get off his cap hit for the next couple of years. Because if we did keep him on the team, he would have had a $14.1 million cap hit next year, and then a $14.7 million cap hit in 2028. So we're getting that off the books, kind of taking a little bit hit, but the June 1st designation cut is pretty crucial because it allows us to kind of mitigate his cap hit for this year. Like I said, It's currently a $12.8 million cap hit right now up into June 1st. So we don't have access to that money technically, but we do in a sense because come June 1st, any of the draft picks that we sign with pretty much that money that we saved could go to them, and the money we had down the line saved for them could come a little bit earlier. So we do have that in a sense. And so with the release of Nate Hobbs, we will be carrying a pretty hefty dead cap penalty this year. So we'll be carrying Kenny Clark's $17 million cap hit, Rashawn Gary's $17 million cap hit, Colby Wooden's $200,000 cap hit, and then also Nate Hobbs cap hit. So we'll be close to $40 million. So a lot of money in dead cap this year, but it kind of does allow some flexibility in free agency now, depending on how, if any other more signings come about, and also in future years to extend some of the players we have in-house as well. But let me know what you think down in the comments. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and as always, go Pack Go.